if they would have shown how Garlemald was destroyed and then you come into a ruined landscape afterwards, it would have made a lot more sense.
The fist fight with fucking Xenos as a Lalafell. It's wrong. I changed my race because of that. It was absolutely... It's like watching a T-Rex trying to punch someone.
That's what you see with all the other Ascians. Like, you know, these really deep stories. And then you just see this guy who literally does not give a fuck.
That's what the entire expansion is about. How do you deal with death and despair? That's it. That's what it's about.
Hello, and welcome to this first live special edition of Alith-Cast. I'm praying that this is working because, this is the first time that we're going live. So let me first check if my teammates can hear me. Can everyone hear me? Okay.
Hear you loud and clear, Belle.
Hi.
Hello. Perfect. I'm hoping that you guys watching the stream can hear us okay. Let's get a thumbs up in the chat. If you guys can hear us, and that will give us some reassurance that everything is working as hoped. But we'll continue in the hopes that it's all good. So welcome everyone to this very special edition of Alith-Cast. As you can see, there are 5 of us on the panel today, which is pretty exciting and has involved a lot of prep work. And of course, I'm making my first appearance on Alith-Cast in a very, very long time. I got bullied into it, basically. I got threatened with violence and lots of abuse from Cristina.
Hi!
But yeah, let's just welcome everyone to the show, and then I'll give a quick overview of what you've got to look forward to today. So let's go around the group, and I'll give you all a few seconds just to say hi, why not introduce yourselves for those who haven't watched Alith-Cast before. So let's start with yourself, Clem.
What am I meant to say? Hi.
Introduce yourself. Who are you?
Who are you again?
Hi guys, I'm Clem. Some of you may know me.
As the FC leader.
Yeah, hi. How is everyone? Hope everyone's well. I just want to start off, guys, by making you all aware that Bell was not bullied to take part in this. He really wanted to. He's just making out that that he was bullied to make him, but he wasn't.
He's playing the victim here.
Exactly.
I did say it with tongue in cheek, but yeah.
Yes, yeah. Also, just to make everyone aware, if anything screws up today, it's all Lucinda's fault. Okay, and you can feel free to make her aware of that. But yeah.
Absolutely. And don't worry, since Lucy isn't here with us today, we have arranged for Cristina to ensure that there is plenty of abuse directed at Clem throughout the show. So the abuse of Clem will continue in Lucy's absence. That's why we have Cristina. And on that note, Cristina, do you want to say hi, introduce yourself quickly?
Yeah, hi. I'm Cristina, and I am probably the most crazy person you will all ever have seen. And I will fuck up today, like always.
Nice.
Next.
Absolutely. I'm sure we're all going to have our fair share of screw-ups tonight. And moving on to the Bobathon. Would you like to introduce yourself?
My name is Xaert, or however you want to say it. Most people know me as Bob. I have a very important question for all of you. Have you all accepted your Lord and Savior Snowdiarch? If not, there is still time. It is not the end, but we're getting close.
Snowdiarch?
Snowdiarch, yes.
Snowdiarch. Yeah.
Snowdiarch.
And finally, of course, our main presenter and host of Alith-Cast. Today he gets to take a back seat and gets to just be a free man for once. It's the Pigeon Man himself.
Hello. I am taking notes, and I'm going to give you a grade from 1 to 10 at the end of this show.
Oh no.
No pressure.
No pressure. Thanks.
You're very welcome to take over. Some of you, I think most of you, don't know me because I'm a very lazy gamer at the moment, but I'm still riding on the back seat and taking the same spot today. I like it.
Indeed. No, well-deserved little break for you, Ruth, and you get to chill out. Well, all the pressure is on me, so I'm hoping that you guys will be doing most of the talking because I'm still going to be pulling the strings in the background at the same time. But hopefully it should be a lot of fun, this one. So in terms of what we've got planned for today, guys, we've got the introductions out of the way. We are going to dive into a bit of a 2022 review. So we're going to talk a bit about what's the last year been like for all of us in FF14 and in Alith. What are the highlights? What have we loved? What have we hated from the game over the last year? Kind of what are we looking forward to in 2023? So with that, we'll probably touch on the recent patch 6.2 and see how everyone's been finding that content. And I'm sure we'll do a bit of speculation later on patch 6.3 and beyond as well. So what I'll say, guys, is that we will all do our best to warn if we're going to go into spoiler territory. If we're going to talk about anything story related, then yeah, we will try our best to say heads up, we are going into story mode. But I think for the most part, we'll be talking about features, content, stuff that isn't really spoilery.
I'm safe because I can't remember the fucking story, so
it's going to be really hard, to not touch on some of the MSQ stuff when talking about the last year, because I mean the MSQ has been a roller coaster ride, and I've thoroughly enjoyed it in Endwalker, so I'm sure we'll talk a little bit about that. So yeah, we'll go through that discussion, and then we've got a regular news segment brought to you as usual by Mr. Bob, who will take us through all the latest updates from Alith. And then we'll wrap up there. So hopefully it won't be a marathon stream. We'll try our best to keep it concise, but knowing me, how I ramble on, and Cristina, and we have plenty of ramblers in our midst.
Definitely.
So,
by the way, Belle,
see how that goes.
we are also going to talk about the Alith Awards.
Yep.
I mean,
that's part of the news.
Comes up.
So
most important thing.
Can we
what
also
covered in the news segment?
what's going on in the lounge here?
I know what.
What have we got going on in the
No, I'm
chat?
not looking at that anymore. No, I'm not. Just to keep you all aware, guys, obviously, because we're in the Discord channel for this, in the Alith-Cast Discord channel, that's a private channel, only the Alith-Casters get into, obviously. And obviously, you've got voice chat, text chat in the voice channels, haven't you? And it's basically just filled with ass. For the last, it started at about 7:45, and since that time, it's been David Hasselhoff, it's been chest hair, it's been just a lot of hairy chest. There's one guy being.
You weren't complaining until now, Clem. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, definitely.
No, I was quite clear in saying what
Besides
the hell
that,
is going
Clem,
on there.
There was only one non-male butt, so I think it's all good for you.
Oh, there's a fucking gorilla in there.
Yes, all I'll say is that it's a good thing our audience don't have access to that particular chat channel. But what we are going to do tonight, hopefully, is a bit of interaction with the audience, something that we normally can't do on Alith-Cast, but this time, of course, we can. So we'll try our best to answer any questions that pop up in the chat. Kind of do a bit of interaction. I guess we should say hi to a few of the guys that have tuned in nice and early. So I can see Shara's joined us. So what's up, Shara? Nai, a regular appearance in the Alith-Cast. Good to see Nai with us as well. Sierra also making an appearance. Chrislin, old school Alithin, is with us. I see Omega is with us. Apologies if I've missed any names, but yeah, looks like we've got a good turnout today. So thank you everyone for joining us live. If I've missed any other names, guys, feel free to jump in.
I saw Shoko TV. It was my former neighbor. And hi, thanks for coming.
Myths joined us as well. Good to see. Obviously, we've got the spicy one is also present.
Spicy meatball.
she's actually in the room next door. So
Hey.
Good stuff. Okay, all right. Well, I think we should get stuck in, everyone. I guess let's start off with just reflecting on 2022 and how we found the game. So I guess the first question, and I'm going to put you on the spot, Clem, to kick us off, I guess, is what have been some of the biggest highlights for you in terms of the game, or Alith, maybe both, over the last year? What have you enjoyed the most?
Literally on the spot. I knew that you were going to pick me first as well. And
I gave you pre-warning.
What am I going to go? Yeah, that's true. But still, it's. I suppose the biggest thing for me was becoming FC leader. With regards to Alith itself, definitely been the biggest thing that's happened. It's been fun. It's also been stressful at times. But yes, it's been yeah. I think
Okay, I just found out about it, Clem, so it shows how well you're doing.
yeah. There we go. Yeah, I'm the guy that very much works in the shadows, behind the scenes, kind of thing. So yeah.
Do you?
As I said,
this tab here.
have you guys seen like that Monsters Inc. thing with that creature, that the old woman always watching Mike Wazowski? That's me.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
always
you.
watching.
Okay, nice. Good to know.
I'm Wazowski.
I know, right? I am still trying to come to terms with Clem in power. I'm not fucking Boris Johnson, mate, okay? I've come to terms with it. Jesus Christ. And now Spicy's joining in with that implies you work, Clem. I'm loving it, yeah? It's definitely an abuse evening for Clem, then.
Nice.
What else has happened? I've got to put it. I think like this now that we did the Alith-Cast back in, I think it was May was my last appearance or something like that, and we talked about the original 6.0 MSQ, which I absolutely loved. The additional MSQ at the moment, I think because of its early days, because of like the entire Hydelands, right, stop, Lee. Spoilers! Mute now! And I'll give a thumbs up, a double thumbs up when I finish talking about spoilers. But basically, the entire Hydeland Zodiac arc basically is now ended, and now that we're moving into something new, I don't know, like, if I'm enjoying it yet or not. If that makes sense, because of it's so new, it's so fresh that like, and because there isn't any back, I'm not invested in it as much as I was in previous expansions. I don't know if I like where it's going, like these 4 elemental beasts kind of thing and things like that. I don't know. It seems to be going in a very, very different direction. I'm not saying it's bad by any means, but because it's all new, it's very much like, let's be honest, A Realm Reborn, the story wasn't great, was it? Let's be honest, you know, it wasn't great. And then when we hit Heaven's Ward, it was boom, just into it, and loved every second of it. And I think that's where we are at the moment. We're in the A Realm Reborn stage again. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. I found out today that, and this is going to be really bad because of, you know, Spicy has pointed out and Cristina has kindly pointed out that I do fuck all. But I found out today that the variant dungeons are live and the Criterion dungeons, because Belle gave us some homework earlier on, just have a look over the previous patches and look at the new patch notes for 6.3 that's coming up and work out. Oh, by the way, double thumbs up. Spoilers are over. Okay. Talking about those... Talking about 6.2 and the 6.3, and I had no idea that the dungeons had been released in October the 18th or the 22nd or something like that. I've not even played one, so it's been 2 months and I haven't even played one. And I was literally thinking earlier on, why haven't they been released? So
Okay, Clem, if I could, I would slap you.
Yeah, it's my new thing. I'm thinking, guys, keep your eyes out. You might see a little official event going on, asking someone, you know, a few people to join for some variant dungeons and for some Criterion dungeons, you know.
I tried the variant dungeon alone for the first time, and it absolutely smashed me. And I just like, nope, fuck this. And
it's gonna be great.
So if you want to try it together, let's BDSM together. Yeah.
To be honest, I might feel exactly the same way because I still haven't completed the last extreme. I still haven't brought it down, not once. So okay. yeah, and I found that quite hard. I've got to be honest. So
take you through it.
Yeah,
I've personally found all the content that's come in Endwalker, as in the extreme trials, the Savage raids, slightly tougher in terms of difficulty than the previous tiers. Not a huge deal, but slightly tougher. And for a lot of people, that's enjoyable because it's given them a bigger challenge to sink their teeth into. But yeah, like the first time I went into the Criterion dungeon, I got my ass handed to me immediately, and then I realized, okay, I'm gonna have to actually watch some guides before I attempt this content. What was your favorite actual content type, I guess, over the last year, Clem? When you're playing the game and enjoying it, I guess, what type of content have you enjoyed the most, if you think about it?
For me, it's always been dungeon running and the experts. I ran a lot of the very first experts with Xaert. And as per the last Alith-Cast, I was complaining massively because I was playing Ninja, he was playing Reaper, and I'm nailing Ninja down to every single thing being in perfect timing and everything like that. And Xaert is smashing my DPS by like 500 DPS and stuff like that. I'm like, what are you doing? And he's like, I don't know, I'm just pressing buttons. But and then when he actually started getting it down to what you actually had to do, like that DPS gap just rose by about 800 DPS, something like that. So but yeah, definitely the experts. Running that first one, the storyline one, very similar to what was the one in Shadowbringers? The dungeon with that spoiler territory, guys. Just a warning, spoiler. We got to do this every time. With them itself narrating the dungeon. I can't remember the name of it. Amaroth. There we go. I loved that, and they've done exactly the same thing now with that woman-y thing, and I can't remember her name. Like narrating it. I love the fact that they're putting in an expert at the end of every expansion now, at the end of the 0.0 patch, where it seems that the main villain is narrating the dungeon as you're going through, and the music. Yeah. So yeah, expert dungeons for me without a shadow of doubt. I like those 4-man little teams. I also like even just doing your dailies, getting in, having a team of 4 and just going, guys, who needs dailies, and sitting down and having a laugh. I mean, I've run it with several people. Throughout the year, different people. A lot of people like to test me and try to run into every single AoE and things like that, because it's like, no, I want to die, and then I see it's a challenge, and I've got to stop them from dying. But it's what makes it fun, isn't it? So yeah, expert dungeons for me without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah, I think you'll love the variant dungeons then, Clem, because I've done them quite a bit, and they're very accessible. You don't need to study. It's not that difficult on the difficulty level, and it is quick 4-man. Get in there, go out, because you've got different routes that you can take. There's a lot of good variety. So not every run is the same, because it depends which route you take. So think of an expert roulette, but you get to take 12 different routes if you want to. So it's quite fun.
Even I did all of them. I died a lot, but I did all of them.
But
again, I died a lot.
Yeah,
I'm feeling a little bit sorry for Roof now, because we basically just said I hated them and it smashed me. Everyone was like, "Nah, it's easy. I did it."
But I wonder whether Roof is referring to the Criterion dungeon, because that's the harder version of it. Oh, you mean the variant dungeons?
Simple one. I tried them solo. It smashed me, and I was done.
Oh, solo. Okay, he tried them solo.
I love doing them solo.
Yeah.
That's what I enjoy.
Yeah, it does scale. I think it scales to how many people are in the group. Variant dungeons, but I can still see solo being a bastard. I wouldn't try it.
The best.
On my own.
Like if you fail mechanics, you wipe. You have to start the boss all over again.
Yeah,
exactly.
But
I tried 8 times and I was done. Yep.
Yeah, let's move on to Roof then. Roof, think back in the last year. I know you've had the odd break here and there because of real life stuff, but generally speaking, what's been the highlights for you over the last year? In FF14, what have you enjoyed?
Well, it started when so it's really funny, right? Because Shadowbringers was amazing. Right? You're invested in the story, you're invested in the area, you're invested in the whole other world, other realm that they've created, and I was quite excited for Endbringer to bring it all to an end. You remember how the servers were quite literally down. You had to wait 4 hours to get in. People using like the remote connect to your home PC in order to start the queue 3 hours before you went home from work. I just gave up at the beginning, and the first 1.5 months I didn't play. I just focused on other things. And then when I started playing, storyline-wise, it was okay. I liked it. Not as much as Shadowbringer, but I liked Endwalker, and we had our whole Endwalker talk, so no need to get into that. But what came after it, I haven't played Final Fantasy IV, so I think what Square Enix was trying to do with bringing in the baddies from Final Fantasy IV and getting hyped for a new storyline, that didn't reflect to me because I didn't have the history with these bosses. It's interesting, but like what Clem was saying as well, I'm not invested yet. Right, so I've been focusing on other things. Normally, whereas I played the game for the story and the world around it, right now I'm playing for getting my levels up, getting my crafters up, and I'm not even doing dailies anymore. So I'm really hoping for the next storyline is 6.3 to pick up with spoilers, but with 0 and how it goes. And yeah, like you said, I've been on the background playing a bit, and real life. Did get married, kind of big thing.
You had big things happening in your life, Ruth, that's for sure.
Oh, by the way, disclaimer, there is a second baby pigeon on the way.
Oh, congratulations. Very exciting.
Yep.
Good stuff. Okay. Cool. All right. I guess I'll go next. So I didn't, obviously I'm not usually on the cast, so I didn't really get to talk about Endwalker when that came out. But for me, Endwalker was the best expansion so far. I know I'm going to piss off all the Shadowbringer fans, because I know it's between Endwalker and Shadowbringers. You're either an Endwalker diehard or Shadowbringers diehard fan. I didn't hate Shadowbringers, but it wasn't my favorite expansion. I thought Endwalker was fantastic. And looking over the last year, the reason that I enjoyed it more than any other expansion is because, and spoiler alert, I am going to be talking about Endwalker content. So I guess I'll thumbs up when I'm finished spoilering. But I always wanted to see Garlemald in the years that I played FF14. I always wanted to see Thavnir. I always wanted to see Sharlayan. They finally gave us original FF14 fans a chance to explore these zones that we'd learned so much about over the years. We never got to see them. And so when I found out that we're going to Sharlayan, we're going to Thavnir, we're going to Garlemald, that for me was brilliant. That got me hyped from the beginning, and all those zones turned out to be fantastic. Really enjoyed it. Obviously, we got the big ending to the Zodiac Heidelin story, which I thought was more exciting than the Shadowbringer story, because it's really like a 5-year story coming to an end. So for me, the end of Endwalker was fantastic. I don't know anyone who didn't cry in those last few cutscenes at the end of Endwalker. I'm pretty sure everyone shed a tear. So I love the story, love the world zones. And there's a lot of features that came out over the last year that I really enjoyed and I've been asking for and wanting. So we got things like Unreal Trials, which I love because you get to go back and do old content, but slightly more difficult, so it's more relevant to you, and that's awesome. We get to do that. I thought Sephiroth was a great, fun Unreal fight, and we've got another fun one coming up with Sophia.
Sophia's gonna be fucking hysterical. Unreal, it really is.
The thing is, these fights were so well designed and built, and at the time when they were new, they were great content, and then they just died because it became old content. So I thought it was a stroke of genius for Square Enix to say, well, let's bring back those old fights, but make it challenging and rewarding, because you get some decent reward from it as well through the Four Hollows. So it's worth doing it because you can get some really good rewards off of it as well. So I thought that was really smart. I've loved all the tribe quests with Endwalker. Their stories have been fantastic. I love Island Sanctuary. I think that's a fun bit of side content, which I've maxed out completely. I've really enjoyed the raids, the Pandemonium raids in Endwalker. They've been challenging but fun. So
Except
really,
P2.
for me, I think you... Sorry, go on.
Except P2.
I mean, yeah, P2. That's
Hippocampus or whatever his fucking name is, that fucking
Wait.
bastard. I'm sure I ranted about this in the last Alith-Cast, and I've still got issues with it. So.
I'm doing this for spoiler chat over now. I won't talk about story stuff anymore. But yeah, just in summary, I've really enjoyed Endwalker. It's my favorite expansion so far. You can tell I'm a fan. All the content I thought they nailed. I won't go into spoiler territory in terms of what's coming, but I am enjoying where the story is going now. and I'm really excited for 6.3 to see what happens next. But that's my ramble over for the year.
Wait, I have a question. I have a question, Mel.
Go for it.
What the hell did you like about Island Sanctuary?
Thank you.
For me, I'll sum it up this way, okay? Island Sanctuary, when you're sitting around, right, waiting for a dungeon to pop, waiting for your queue to finish, usually what I'll do is craft, right, to kill the time. But Island Sanctuary gives you loads of other stuff that you can do while you're waiting, right? So if you're waiting for a queue or waiting for friends to log in to do content, you can just hang out in your Island Sanctuary, go find animals, gather, craft, sell stuff. But also, there's actually some good rewards from Island Sanctuary that you can use outside of Island Sanctuary. And there was this big thing about, everything in Island Sanctuary is self-contained. What's the point of doing it? But actually, that's turned out not to be the case. There are some really cool mounts, minions, all sorts of things that you can use, glams, outside of Island Sanctuary. So it is worth doing. And it's a good way to kill time while you're waiting, to do the harder content. So that's why I like Island Sanctuary, in a nutshell.
Belle, you could also just reply to my messages instead of doing Island Sanctuary.
Man, I reply to your messages, just not instantly. But yeah, I really like Island Sanctuary. I've maxed it all out, so I've got all the animals. I've maxed out all the buildings. I've got like 100,000 calories. So I'm just now waiting for the new Island Sanctuary content that's coming out in the next patch.
You even glammed up to make sure that your gear was suitable for your mount, as I remember.
Absolutely, yeah. The leather jacket, the metal studs, exactly, and it was great. But anyway,
you literally had a Bell's Angel. Oh, but yes, on the spot. That is good.
Well, the timing was brilliant, wasn't it, Clem? Because it was the moment I stepped down and you stepped up, and I was like, right, that's it. Leather jacket, bike, and I just became a rebel.
Riding off into the sunset. Yeah.
With my fiery pandemonium outfit, it was cool, man.
I'll throw a quick spoiler warning in, but to get back to the point that you made around going to see Garlemald, there was one thing that I was a little upset with. Is not seeing Garlemald as it was at the height of its power. We went to a fucking ruin instead, didn't we? I would have loved to have seen it in all its glory before it became this kind of thing. But
yeah, didn't you see it in Final Fantasy XII though?
The 12. Did I play 12? Which one was 12?
The one with what's the button lady called?
Oh, with not Gaius, with by something.
Yeah. It's the same world, the same
guy
setting.
with the gun. Oh, is it? Okay. No, I played probably about 5-6 hours. I couldn't get past the combat system. It was the first one it was the first game that moved away from the active time gauge, and it was I really didn't like that, and I couldn't get my head into it.
Fucking phenomenal. That set the pace for all following.
Yeah.
Yes.
Spoilers are done, by the way.
Let's. Should we swing over to Cristina and ask?
How about we skip Cristina?
How about just keep your word and save the best for last? I'm the last, so I'm the best. Sorry, I'm going all nuts. Okay.
Xaert hasn't gone yet, but you do.
We've still got Bob. We've still got Bob to go as well.
Whoa, shit, so. Bob, did you go? Go first,
Not
Bob.
yet.
This is okay.
So, Cristina, the last year, Endwalker, how have you found it? What have you enjoyed? What's been your highlights of FF14 and Alith?
Yeah, Alith, I became an officer. Very nice.
Somehow she managed.
Somehow I did it. Yeah. No regrets. About Endwalker, 2 words: emotional damage. I cried a lot.
You cried a lot.
Because it was pretty, but also because it was. Yeah, I mean, I've also been struggling with myself, and when I was going through the story from A Realm Reborn, basically I was crying, but in Endwalker I was like, yeah, I went fucked up. But I really liked it, and I thought it was pretty, and I am also a big fan of the expert roulettes, the latest dungeons, the raids. The music is just amazing. I really, really love Sage. I remember when I said that I would never become a healer, and now I'm always picking Sage. I'm not a good healer, but I'm a healer. So yeah, I do make a lot of mistakes, but in my opinion, I'm a good healer. Some people think a little bit different about that, but okay. Yeah, and indeed, Spicy, I finished the main story after fucking 2 years. So
More than 2 years, I think.
yeah, more than 2 years. I spend a lot of time chit-chatting in the FC chat and making clans and leveling all my jobs. Not everything, but just leveling. And then, yeah, I forgot to do the main story. Or I was going from one quest to another and I was like, oh, what's that? And then I got distracted. Thank you, ADHD, but whatever. Yeah, I managed to finish it. And I'm also very happy that now me and Omega are at the same spot of the main story because... yeah, before Endwalker, Omega started giving me cuddles and started comforting me before something happened. So after a while, I was like, something's bad is going to happen because he's cuddling me. And he was like, I'm not saying anything. And I was like, oh, shit, here we go again. So, yeah. But, yeah, I really liked it. Yeah, I don't understand why people were so hyped about Island Sanctuary because I've been there once and it was just boring. But it could also be boring for me because I still have a shitload of stuff to do in-game. So we'll see later.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Can I ask you, what point of the story were you stuck on the longest? Was there a point where like, fuck this, I'm not continuing? Or was it just like you were busy with, what's the guy called? Oh, I hate this guy, the slapstick humor guy for the relic weapons.
Hildebrand.
Hildebrand, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I did finish Hildebrand's quests. I really enjoyed them. Yeah, I did them. I also have a few relics already. Also very happy about them. Left my ass off with the Hildebrand. Yeah.
I can see
Couldn't help
Cristina
it.
loving Hildebrand. Like Hildebrand's got your name written all over it, Cristina.
Yeah, it's a goofy guy and it's a stupid story and yeah, it's kind of brain dead and that's I need brain dead stuff because my brain. So yeah, I really loved Hildebrand. Now I wasn't stuck on the story for a long time. I must say that I think it took me the longest to do A Realm Reborn. Because it was all new. It is my first time that I was playing an online game on a computer. And I was very overwhelmed by everything. And then after, I think, more than a year, everybody in the FC started shouting at me in FC chat, Cristina, go do your main story. And I was like, okay. And then 2 seconds later, somebody was like, oh, anyone for roulettes? And I was like, yeah, me. And they were like, no, Cristina, you go to the main story. So, yeah. And Roof, indeed, A Realm Reborn. So, yeah. And glamours. It's all about the glamours. Every time when I saw a glamour, I asked Omega, what is it?
Glamour is the real endgame content. Everyone knows that.
It's not endgame. It's just like you start and you want to look good. I mean, I saw stuff and then I was to Omega, I was like, oh, can you craft it for me? And he was like, darling, you need to be level 80 for it. And I was like, no problem. And then I started leveling my jobs to be able to wear the glamour. And I also spent millions of gil on glamours and dyes and all that stuff. But yeah. Oh, and nice. I also really like the treasure maps from Endwalker.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, no spoilers. Spoilers, I mean, I love them.
Yeah, it's great that they keep adding new map dungeons so that it keeps it fresh and new rewards. So it keeps an incentive for people to keep going. Yeah, I think maps is a great bit of side content because anyone can jump into it. It's very accessible. There's good rewards. It's pretty chilled, so you can have fun with friends while you're doing it. And yeah, the fact that they keep adding new ones is really good. So yeah, I'm a fan of maps. I don't do it enough, and when Ellie watches this, he's going to beat me up for not coming to these maps events more often. But I definitely need to get on those maps more.
Yep, you need. Oh, and one more thing. I finally have my own small house. Finally, I got my own house.
Oh, congratulations.
And
so
me and Bat decorated.
Now you get to glam out your house now as well.
Yeah, I did. And Bat helped me. And yeah, me and Bat also did the FC house, but I think everybody knows that. I really enjoyed that, so I'm happy. Yeah.
Nice. All right, and last but certainly not least, it's the Bobmeister. You've been busy in FF14, I know. So tell us what's been the main highlights for you.
Well, this past year, actually lately, my life has gotten a lot busier, so I've been playing less. But the first half of the year, I played mostly a lot of the raiding and the extremes. Definitely my favorite part. I mean, I don't know if everybody knows this story, but me and Clem, with I think Curry and a couple of other people, were doing Varus. Was his name Varus? Yeah, Galvus.
Valvus, yeah, Galvus, Zos, Galvus. Yeah.
That was fun because there were no guides at this point. We were going in blind, and we did that for like 3 weeks with no guides. It was hilarious because the hints are hug his bum. It's like, oh, if you don't know what to do, hug the boss's bum. You'll be safe because the safe zone was always on his ass. So yeah. So that kind of thing is the most fun to me. Just like running content, finding weird ways to communicate about mechanics with everybody on the spot, and it's just hilarious every time. So I've mostly been doing like the new raid content. I switched from tank to DPS at 6.1. Like I was doing samurai and warrior around the release of 6.0 into 6.1, but I never got to play warrior. I did do a P2 at one point, but that's about it. So I've been really enjoying learning how to play a DPS and just like try-harding to try and get like a 75 plus parse, always fun. But I didn't have enough time to play to actually get the gear to be able to parse properly. So I'm always kind of behind the curve. So it's like, I have to try my best, but it's fun. I think that's the most enjoyable thing for me, just learning all the really difficult fights.
I think I'm the same as you, Bob. I think the Savage Raids and the Extreme Trials are probably the content that I've spent the most time on, and probably have gotten the most enjoyment and satisfaction, because it's a real challenge to actually progress in that content. When you finally clear a tier, it's a big achievement for you and the team. And so going through that journey of figuring out the mechanics, getting used to each other's play style, and then you week on week you get a little bit further into the fight, a little bit further, and then eventually you nail it, and it's a great sense of achievement. I like that, going through that journey. I'm up to P8S now, second phase. I got to second phase 2 weeks ago, so I'm practicing like I guess the first half of the second phase. But I don't know if you found it, Bob, but I found that the Pandemonium raid series are great and they're definitely doable, but I found them slightly more challenging than the previous tier.
Yeah, and they actually said why this was the case. It's because the team that play tests them to determine what the difficulty should be had a few weeks longer, so they were better. Right. So the average difficulty was too high when they released it. It's very funny. Those stupid statistics, damn it. Yeah. Their run-of-the-mill average gamers had just 3 weeks longer, so they were too good at the game. Yeah. It's funny detail. But no, I'm up to Enrage on the first one on P8, and that's a difficult fight, but it's fun.
Yeah. There's just no margin for error. Yeah. What I'd say is, if anyone watching the show has thought about, was tempted to dive into Savage raiding, but you're a bit nervous or intimidated by it, we did a learning raid, I think last week, the week before, P5S, and we had a lot of first timers in there, and we managed to get to about 80% of the fight, 80-90% of the fights, which was great. And so, I mean, hopefully we'll get a few more learning raids in, and just give it a go. Go in with friends, go in with fellow Alith members, because then you're not going to be under pressure. You're not going to have to deal with the aggro that you sometimes have to deal with in Party Finder. I think jump in there with some friends and just don't put pressure on yourself to clear it quickly, because that's not realistic. Just practice, get used to it, have fun with it, and I think anyone can do Savage raiding. You just have to be brave enough to take the first leap and just dive in.
That's actually also one of the because I'm just worried, because every damn time I decide to hop into a Savage content or even an extreme, I am too lazy to watch a guide. I want to go in blind, and because I can't remember shit from guides. So I want to go in blind, and I want people to explain it to me on the spot. And as you all know, I'm very chaotic, I'm very loud, and I die a lot, okay? So if everybody is very patient, I want to join, but
that's what the Alith runs are all about.
Yeah, the good news is, Cristina, is that you've always got two options at Savage raids. You either watch a video guide, You normally have to do that if you're going in with Party Finder with random people, right? Because they're not going to explain anything to you. They'll put a macro in the chat, but that's not very helpful. So if you're going with Party Finder, you usually need to watch a video guide beforehand. But if you're going in with Alith members, and certainly for our learning raid that we did, I put in the event that you don't have to watch a video guide, because I just talked through the mechanics phase by phase. So we talked about the first mechanic of the fight, and then we did it. Talked about the next phase of the fight, and then we did it. So yeah, you can learn Savage raids in the way that you enjoy it, Cristina, which is just getting instructions step by step and gradually going through it. You don't have to watch video guides, but then you need a group of people who are going to do that with you. And
wait.
I did it once, so maybe we do it again.
Omega, did you hear this, Omega? I do not have to watch those stupid videos, because he's always forcing me to watch the videos. Even when I was doing the main story, he was like, come, watch a video. And I was like, no, because videos are spoilers. I want to see what's coming onto the dungeon, onto the whatever stuff when I get there. I don't want to have a preview on a video. Nah. So, okay.
I want to protect Omega here for a second, because that is not what Bell said. Bell said, if you want to do it in Party Finder or any other fucking situation outside of, for the F word, outside of Alith, you need to watch it back.
Basically, yeah. Because
but I won't.
Yeah, because the mechanics are complicated. They're not difficult to learn, but they are complicated. So if you're going in with random Party Finder people, they're not going to explain it to you, Cristina. That's the problem. So you have to watch the video guide so you can understand how the mechanics work. Unless you have a very patient, unless you have a very patient Party Finder.
No, I don't. Because I do it. I do it with no. I'm smart. I do it with the FC first until I get it, and then I go into Party Finder. But I still don't need to watch a video because I did it with Alith. So
yeah.
Nobody's gonna kick me, Clem. I'll kick you.
Hopefully we'll get some more learning raids up. I might put another P5S up because I think quite a few people seemed interested. So maybe I'll put another one up and we can give it another go. The one thing I will say, I don't know if Bob will agree with me here, but personally, I thought that P5S was more challenging than 6 and 7. Well, I think anyone who can clear P5S will probably be fine progressing 6 and 7. 8 then becomes difficult.
At least 6, yeah. 7 is slightly harder, but 6 definitely. If you can do 5, you can do 6 easy.
Yeah. I find with 7, it's just the last mechanic that's challenging, the harvest.
Yeah, the rest is easy.
But prior to the harvest, so basically the first 90% of the fight is pretty easy. It's just that
you just have to not fall asleep. But it's basically P2S. Don't fall asleep. That's the challenge of that fight.
Exactly.
But yeah, I really actually enjoy joining learning runs as a bench. That's like one of the most enjoyable things. Just joining people that are having just starting out in the fight and just helping them out. It's really enjoyable. I did that in Party Finder with the EXs a few times, and I still have some good discords for that. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, you came to our learning raid, didn't you, Bob? I think you were in the one we did. Yeah.
Yep.
It was a good.
I tend to just be like, oh, maybe I can make it, but just hit me up if you're doing anything. Works out.
You bailed us out and came to the rescue, but it was a good run.
I like it.
Whenever I'm raid leading, learning raids, because that's basically whatever I did when I was raid leading. I always try to find a way to make it a little bit more fun. But I can't remember what I was saying. I think Bell, you answered. I think you guys were in my P1S raid.
Yeah, we started together in the same static. Yeah,
we did the static, but then I did a couple of learnings then as well that you guys joined in as well that I put up as official events. But I can't remember what I was saying. I don't know if you guys remember, but it was ways to get people to remember the strats. I just can't remember.
Yeah.
But there's certain ways, I'll do certain things. It's like what Belazarus used to do in our static for
the thingy
for P2 for P2.
Clem, are you having a stroke, mate?
No, both my hands are up here.
Back.
Oh wait.
When he used to say slip and slide, wasn't he? Let's do this.
Slide
like that. I tend to do stuff like that in the learning raids. But I as Belle's saying, everyone join in. If you see a Savage content, don't worry about it. It's a learning raid. Join in. But if you see a choice between a learning phase for Savage or come and join me on Criterion Dungeons, I have cookies. Just saying. Okay.
Brilliant. Good stuff. Okay,
I just
guys,
started
well,
a trivia for just let everybody in the chat can come up with things Clem would say as mechanics call-outs.
Oh, Christ.
I started them with dodge them legs.
Good stuff. Okay, guys. So I guess before we dive into the FC news, I guess the last question I want to throw out there is, what are you guys either looking forward to the most or hoping for the most? Maybe there's certain things that you haven't seen yet in the game that you're really hoping will be introduced or changed, or maybe looking at patch 6.3, which is now titled God's Revel, Lands Tremble. I don't know if you've had a look at what's coming with that patch, but is there anything in there that you're looking forward to? But just generally speaking, what are you looking forward to? What are you excited about? And what are you hoping for? So I won't do creeping death around the room. I'll just let you guys jump in wherever you'd like to.
Deep dungeon.
New dungeon.
Oh,
Yeah,
the new deep
true.
dungeon, yeah.
The deep dungeon, the new Eureka Orthos. I looked up what Orthos means. It's in Greek mythology. It's the name of a two-headed dog, brother of Cerberus. Also relates to two blades. Prefix in Greek, which means straight, upright, right, or correct. So it's going to be like the correct Eureka. I have no idea how to interpret this, but
I think from the title, with the fact that they're releasing the second tier of the 24-man raids, God's Revel, like it's like, could they be looking to make this God storyline part of the main storyline? Maybe I don't know. Could that have something to do with it? Maybe it'd be quite interesting.
Yeah, I was a fan of the fact that this current Alliance raid, they decided not to do another spin-off, because obviously the previous one was a spin-off of FF12, one was a spin-off of Nier Automata, but this one, they just decided we're going to do it based on FF14 lore. We're going to go into the FF14 gods, and I've really enjoyed that, learning more about the mythology in FF14. And yeah, like you, Clem, I'm pretty excited to see whether. But I think we all know, Clem, the thing you're most excited about is seeing bloody Byrogot's thighs again. I think that's really what you're saying, but that's okay.
Dodge them legs, Clem.
Those thighs were thick.
They were.
Wow.
I believe the wording that I used to describe them in the last Alith-Cast was damn.
The sound you put out there, amazing. No, I think in general, the crossover events in Final Fantasy XIV, they are not always as successful. I think we had the same back in Realm Reborn, right? You had the lightning event of Final Fantasy XIII.
Yeah.
And I mean, for me, sure, the one from Final Fantasy XII was okay, but it had no place in this world, you know? For me, it was always like, I mean, it's an extra, but it's not an expansion towards this game, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, it kind of, for those people who haven't played FF12 or haven't played Nier, I feel like it's not as impactful to them. Whereas Bob and Cristina, something is definitely amusing them. Is it the chat?
Sorry, yeah, it's in the chat. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just I'm curious. Is everyone still talking about Clem's thighs? Is that what's going on here? Jeez.
It's not about Clem's eyes. I was like, Spicy said sticky thighs, and I was like, oh my god, I want sticky thighs. Oh my god.
Okay, it's definitely. What's the time? We're definitely in Alith After Dark territory.
Why?
Getting there.
Just why? Why?
Also,
Yeah.
I'm gonna interrupt because that's what I do. Am I the only one who's excited about the new Leap of Fate in the Gold Saucer?
Maybe.
Yes.
I am excited about the new Leap of Fate. I'm excited about new mounts, new minions, and I am excited about shit. I forgot. Oh no, new housing wards, because I want to go for a medium or a large.
Yeah.
So if you have too much money, just give me some of your gil and.
I still think they need to unlock some of the houses, the plots within the FC wards. They need to make them individual plots so that all those empty houses are just sitting there empty.
Yeah.
It's dead.
Can actually get populated by players who want houses. It's a bit crazy that you've got all these players who are desperate for houses, and we've got hundreds of empty houses in our ward, but because it's an FC ward, nobody can touch them. Like, I
Yeah,
just feel
yeah.
like they need to. They need to
Empty, like, 'cause we-
To FC related. So you get an FC house in the center of a ward, and all of the plots around it are for FC members, and that is your instance.
Oh, that
Right?
would be
Stop
so
thinking-
cool.
that would
But
be bloody lovely. Yeah.
but what if you leave the FC? I mean, not that I'm
You're out.
planning on leaving it. No. You wish, Clem. But
I've still got a kick button. I haven't used it yet.
yeah, you're not gonna use it. No. But no, I'm just wondering, like, if anyone joins CFC and then leaves CFC, then I mean they lose their house. So I don't think they will do that.
Yeah, I think it's good that they're adding more wards, but I do think at some point they need to blend the wards so that you can have individuals buying those plots, because it will help. It'll make the wards more populated and more exciting, and it'll help a lot of players get houses. So I just feel like
It is
sooner or later they need to do that.
They released player housing that this was not a sustainable way to do it. I mean, they released the whole. I mean, it's always at the beginning. It was people didn't have enough money to buy houses, right? And people were suddenly gearing up, and now you don't have that problem anymore because there's not enough guild sinks inside of the game. And you see, they are just adding wards, but it's never enough because the game is growing in popularity, and it's ridiculous. People waiting until 4 or 5 a.m. to be able to click a button to get a digital house. Fucking hell. I lost all of my interest in player housing because of it.
Well, they've changed that, haven't they, Roof? Because now it's a lottery. So you don't have to, it's not first come, first serve anymore. Now it's a lottery, but it's still, as you say, there's still not enough houses to meet the demand. And I think an instanced system would get rid of the problem immediately. But unfortunately, they're sticking with the system as it is. And so they have to keep adding more wards. And yeah, it's... The lottery system has pros and cons. The pros, at least not everyone is trying to race to click on the damn thing at first. But it's a lottery, so it's a gamble as to whether you get it, which isn't great in itself. So yeah, it's an ongoing...
One of the best in-game times I ever had in this game was the 18 to 20 hours that I spent outside my plot with Xaert. With Trest, yeah. A few people were popping by, and I think it was about 18 hours in the end, wasn't it? Of just sitting down and just clicking and stuff like that. But it was bloody brilliant. Like it was just great. Like the FC chat was lively. I had company. It was, as stupid as it sounds, just sat outside there. I really enjoyed it. Even though I was complaining right the way through.
The thing is, it sounds like you made the most of it, Clem. But I think for the average player who
on
their own,
I agree.
Bit of a pain in the
ass.
ass.
But, definitely.
But if you can have fun with it and have good company, then definitely. Good stuff. Anyone else for any thoughts on what you're looking forward to or what you're hoping for before I give mine?
I'm hoping that they fucking change it. That they change the weapons from Hildebrand. Like seriously, no. Like if I'm going to be walking around, did they actually advertise on what they look like? Have they? Because I have.
Well, we've got them. Well, we've got them now, and they're not Gold Saucer themed, thank God. So they're
but they look good.
Because I am literally thinking of walking around and I've got a fucking cactus with a stick rammed up its ass. That's what I'm thinking my staff is going to look like.
That's what I want.
I mean, that's what we were all worried about, but it turns out they haven't done that. They've just made them regular weapon looking. They're not shiny yet because they're still at the first tier. But so they're
what have you got to do for them?
Say again?
What have you got to do for them?
So you've got to pick up the quests, and then you need to get 3 of these. So you complete the quest line, and then you need to get 3 of these stones that you buy with the astronomy tomestones. So it's another way to get rid of your astronomy tomestones. I think you need 1,500 stones in total, 1,500 tomestones to buy your 3 items that you need to upgrade your relic weapon. So yeah, you just do the quest. I don't know if there's a step before that I've forgotten, Bob.
Well, it's so complicated. You just go to Razatan, and then you speak with someone, and then you go to another someone, and then you speak to the other someone, and then the other someone tells you to go to the other someone with 1,500 redstones, and then you give them, and then they give you 3 rocks, and then you go with the rocks to the other person, and the person gives you your weapon.
Yeah, that's
So
it.
we haven't actually hit any of the grinds yet, then, basically.
You
No,
have
not
to
yet.
do it
Not
instant.
yet. Well, unless you call the tomestones a grind, because you need 1,500
No.
tomestones. But that's quite easy to get. You get those in
Yeah.
the roulettes and stuff. But I've got the relic weapon on all of my jobs now. So I've got it on my white mage, my summoner, my paladin, my samurai, my machinist.
Wow.
Yeah, I've got all of them basically.
Nice. By the way, I found a picture, Clem. This is from that time we were hunting your house. I'm pretty sure this is me, and that is you. This is probably like 10 hours in, just clicking that board.
Actually, yeah, I remember that.
That's how epic it was.
Yes, yeah, I kept spamming like holy and all of my buttons, and you were spamming like inner beast, inner release, and stuff like that.
Pressing that button. Want to buy this house? That's how
Every
it was.
time someone came to actually try and buy the house, we were subtly pushing them away sarcastically, like Tress started flirting with them outrageously until they left. Like kind of very much, how you doing? You know?
That's pretty funny.
I'll briefly touch on what I'm looking forward to in the new year. So we've got patch 6.3 coming out. So like Clem, really looking forward to the second part of the Alliance quest line. We've got the Loporrit's tribal quests coming, so finally they're arriving. So it'll be interesting to see what that's about. I guess I'll give it a spoiler warning because I'm going to talk a little bit about story stuff for a moment. So spoiler, and then I'll do that again when I'm finished. But in terms of the story, so I know my Final Fantasy IV-ish because I've played it more than once. And it looks like there's a big link to Final Fantasy IV in the new main story quest, because you've got the 4 fiends, which are these 4 bosses that we're working our way through, and obviously Goldbears is the boss who's kind of leading them at the moment. But I'm pretty sure, and Bob, I know you know your FF4. I'm pretty sure that in FF4 there is a boss called Zero, or has Zero in his name, and so obviously Zero, the character that we've now met, her name is Zero, and so I'm wondering whether she ends up becoming a villain, or she's already a villain and we just don't know yet.
Could be.
Because that would fit with the whole FF4 thing. Maybe the Zero is the hint that she's actually a villain, just like Zero is in FF4. Maybe. So I'm quite curious to see how that story unfolds.
That's the source of good drama. That's what I learned from Family Guy, you know? Some enemies becoming friends, friends becoming enemies.
Yeah, I've just got a feeling that this time what they've done is made us meet somebody who we think is a good person. They're actually not a good person. And then we're going to find this out. And maybe there's a redemption arc later on where she ends up finally becoming good. But that's kind of a hunch that I have. I'm also going to call it now. I think it's quite obvious at this point that 7.0, the next expansion, and I did give spoiler warnings, is going to be in the Void / the 13th. I feel like that's kind of obvious now. And it also feels like the whole plot line is going to be us trying to save the Void into basically turning it back into what it was before, because it was a shard like ours before, and it got destroyed, right? And obviously we're finding out about that because we've met the different Void Sent that we've spoken to have talked about that they were normal people once upon a time. Now they're Void Sent. And I feel like we're building up towards 7.0. We're going to be saving the Void, returning it back to its original form, and all the good Void Sents are going to be people again. And Zero is obviously the main kind of character that we're going to be going down through this journey with. I think that's where we're going. And obviously the evil forces want to keep the Void as the Void, and that's Goldbears and whoever else. That's my prediction on 7.0. I feel like that's what we're building up to. Maybe I'm wrong, but I hope I'm right, because I think it'd be awesome to have the Void as the location for the next big expansion. I think that would be pretty cool.
Definitely.
Okay, spoilers over. But yeah, other things that I'm looking forward to in terms of content. The new Alliance raid. I'm looking forward to the next Unreal trial, because we talked about earlier Sophia. They're bringing that back, and that was a fun fight. So I think that's going to be good fun to do that. Like Bob said, I'm looking forward to the new Deep Dungeon. There's a lot of good stuff coming up with 6.3. I'm quite excited about, and yes, I am also looking forward to the new Gold Saucer, Leap of Faith, because I do those every week. They're good fun to get MGP, so I look forward to that as well. But we've got loads of new stuff coming. We've got a new Ultimate Raid coming for those who are into that. We've got a new dungeon, which looks very icy and snowy. We've got a new trial, which we don't know what it is yet.
Maybe also another voice, right? So because they're doing Island Sanctuary updates. I think one of the things that I was disappointed with the Island Sanctuary is that it did not hook into the housing items marketplace. It would be so good if you could use housing items in the Sanctuary. That would blow my mind.
Yeah, they did say, I don't know if it was on the live letter, but they said that they were going to be introducing more housing-like stuff that you can put on your island. I don't know if they're going to expand that to stuff that you can use in your own house, but it wouldn't surprise me. Yeah,
that's going to really big money sink. So all those rich people are going to lose all their money.
Yeah, agreed. I am also looking forward to the Island Sanctuary updates actually, because I've maxed that out now, and they're bringing more. They're bringing out more animals, more buildings, more gatherables. Basically, they're just giving us more of what we already have, and some new rewards as well. So yeah, I'm looking forward to having more stuff to do in Island Sanctuary. If I can get some more new mounts and minions, I'm always up for that. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to the next patch and seeing where the story goes. And I'm really enjoying the content FF14, as you can probably tell. For me, I'm at a peak in terms of enjoyment of the game, where a lot of people are kind of burning out and saying, "Oh, the story's over now," and it's kind of plateauing. For me, I'm enjoying the raiding scene, I'm enjoying the trials, I'm enjoying Island Sanctuary, I'm enjoying the dungeons, and I'm ready for the next patch.
And you're enjoying DFC.
Absolutely, of course. The community is what makes enjoying all the content enjoyable, right? Because you have people around you to do it with, to socialize with, and experience it with. The experience isn't the same when you haven't got people to share it with and talk about it with. So, no, I think things in the FC, things in the FC are fantastic right now. I think everyone agrees. We've got a really strong community. Everyone's enjoying each other's company, and we've been in the top 3 FCs for activity on the server for the last 2 weeks in a row now. So activity, although it's lower than we're used to seeing, compared to all the other communities, we're up there. It still has one of the more active communities. So I think activity overall in the game has probably dropped off in recent months. Yeah. Because if you look at the FC rankings, we're up there in the top 3, but our activity, generally speaking, isn't as high as it was a year ago. So I feel like just player activity in general is quite low at the moment on the server, and hopefully it'll pick up with the new content.
What I wanted to say about the FC activity, for those who don't know, if you go to the Grand Company and you have old gear that you don't use, or if you cleaned your armory chest or whatever, or you got shitty gear from dungeons that you won't use anyway, you can hand them in and trade them in for seals. Now, I saw somewhere, but I'm very bad at explaining that the more members of the FC hand in their gear for seals, the more points, whatever. I mean, Clem, stop laughing, man. Just tell them.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm not laughing at you.
Okay, good. Somebody just explain it, okay? I mean, and I think that might have something to do with our activity, because they also added those minion boxes and whatever, so more and more people are aware of seals being something useful. Me, for example. And then we all get some stuff, and also I realized that there are a lot of minions in the FC chest all the time, so don't forget to check it out, because they're free to grab. Just don't sell them, or I will kill you. No, I won't, unless I'm healing you in a dungeon. But I mean, that's also a way.
Absolutely. We are going to jump into FC news shortly, but I'll give you guys all just one final chance, if anyone hasn't had a chance to speak yet, about what you're looking forward to or what you're hopeful for in the future. Has anyone got any last thoughts before we go over to the news?
I would like...
Go on, Riff.
Your mouth is open, Clem. You go.
Oh, no, I stopped speaking because of I was going to get you. Go, Riff. Speak.
Go for it, Riff. The floor is yours.
I think what really drew me into Alith when I joined 3 years ago, 2.5, 3 years ago, was the activity on Discord, right? And I see that it's going up a bit again. And I would really like to encourage that, even though I'm not always there, but seeing people just chat instead of type is really an extra, and that's what's keeping a community together.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
if you guys are able to and you're thinking yes or no, always say yes. Do it.
I think the question of the day has been great. It's created lots of really interesting debates and discussions and picture sharing. So, Cristina, I know you've been driving that a lot, and we've had a lot of people getting involved in question of the day. That's been good fun.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Maybe also important that everybody knows, if you have a question but you're too shy to ask it yourself or whatever, and I'm always awake early, you can just DM me your question ideas so I can still ask them and I can give the credit to you or whatever. Just feel free to ask it. If you wake up one day or you go to bed one day and you're like, oh, I have an interesting question or a good question or a funny question or whatever, just ask it or let me know. And I really want to see what's going through everybody's mind. So
yeah, absolutely.
I do have 2 things, actually, when it comes to 6.3. One is another thing I'd like to chance. Like we've covered the entire. It's not a cactus with a stick up its ass as the weapon, so that's made me happy, and I'm looking forward to actually getting into that now. 2, bring in they were going to do it. It was 100% guaranteed, but bring in the fucking Loporrits in as a beast tribe. I mean, seriously, I fucking hate them. I really do. Something way, stupid way, irritating way, fucking way, like
fucking way.
They irritate the unliving crap out of me. They really do. I can't stand them. I don't know if anyone else feels the same, but like no fucking way. Yeah, I mean, I can't stand them.
There needs to be a Loporrit called No Fucking Way.
Exactly. This might cause uproar. Like, don't get me wrong. I might have a few people in the FC now, or maybe about 200 that are very upset about the fact that I've just slagged off the Loporrits. But why? Just why? They're just so fucking irritating.
Well, what Xaert just said. I mean, Clem, you have to think positive. Be grateful that it's gonna be a beast tribe and that it's not gonna be a character that you can play. Because imagine if you just think about Ellie being a Lalafell for the simple reason that he can do the annoying emotes. Imagine having certain people of the FC or non-FC people creating a Loporrit and then coming stand next to you or around you and do these silly emotes.
I think that
no fucking way.
There's 2 fixes to this. There's 2 fixes. One, I could quit the game.
No. Yes, do it. Then I can become FC leader.
we can, or we can institute a thing into the FC to say if anyone plays a Loporrit, they're instantly kicked. Or I'll pay for the Fantasia for them to be able to change back. I don't mind doing that either. Like one or the other. The other thing that I wanted to get into is like we'll leave the Loporrits around now, the bastard things, and we'll move to what the fuck is a Tataru's grand endeavor?
She's basically the new what's his face, Lolorito. She's basically the new Lolorito, but a good version.
Yeah,
yeah, but money is the root of all evil. It changes people. Like, are we actually gearing up that?
She's the big bad for 7.0.
Yeah, no, we'll keep her in. We'll give it a while. She's gonna have to build it up over time. It does take time for this to change. Like patch 10.0, she could be the end game boss. Yeah, it's a possibility. Yeah.
I generally don't know the point of that quest line though, because like there's no reward. It doesn't really tie into any of the main story. Like they keep releasing
bad clothing.
Like I don't understand why we have a Tataru's grand endeavor. At the beginning, I thought it would be like we'd be collecting like lore in some kind of lore book. It would have some system attached to it. That would be fun. But it's not. It's just a story about Tartaru, and I don't get it, man. Like I'm doing it, but I don't know why I'm doing it.
Waiting for that.
Okay,
I really was. I knew that was. I'll slag it off all the way. What's the fucking point? I'm gonna do it anyway, though. I'm gonna do it anyway.
Oh yeah, I'll do it. Oh yeah,
Maybe Square Enix was like, okay, we're on a split end here. One way is we make sure that Tataru gets killed in the main story, or we're gonna make a shitty side quest, whatever thing.
Heartless bitch. Like, we're turning around and we're saying, and it's like, no, let's kill Tataru.
No.
Like, I slag off the Loporrits. I didn't say fucking kill any of them. And now
but
Cristina
if
is
they-
like,
no.
let's go and kill a beloved character, shall we?
That's not what I said. I said that maybe the reason that it's just a quest line is because they were thinking, what should we do with Tataru? And they were like,
You're aware this is recorded, yeah? You've said it now. It's going to go live on. It's live. People are
It
watching,
is
and it's
live.
going to stay on YouTube in posterity, so that everyone realizes that Cristina is some sort of evil Tataru murdering bitch.
No. Okay, I'm gonna make an alt and I'm gonna cosplay as Tataru.
You're not
No, I'm never
fucking
gonna be a
empty.
Lalafell. Nah.
I'll tell you what I do hope that they'll do in the future. Moving off of the Loporrits, I don't care much for the Loporrits either, by the way. But the reason I kind of looking forward to the quests is just to find out the story, basically, understand where the story goes with it. But what I do think they need to do in FF14 is introduce more guild or FC systems, features, activities, because I've played a lot of other MMOs, and the one thing that other MMOs still do better than FF14 is you have these quests, challenges, goals that guilds can go after, and as a community you hit these achievements and you unlock these rewards for the guild and the community. That's a really good way of getting FC mates to play together and all pull together to achieve these goals. And there isn't really much of that in FF14. I don't think FF14 has had a lot of guild features in a long time, and I think it could do with a big patch that gives us a bunch of FC features, and some quality of life stuff as well. But definitely like some activities for guilds to do together.
Do you think they're gonna go that direction though? Because they have been really going into the direction of making it a single player game.
It's still an MMO though, so I agree with you that everything they're doing is to try and make it so that as a single player you can play FF14 you can play the whole game as a single player. That's definitely
They've got it as a good balance, in fairness.
Yeah. You say a good balance, but I think guild side of things needs a bit of love. I think it could use a bit of love, because it's difficult for me to explain unless you've played these other MMOs. If you played things like even Lost Ark and Black Desert, and there are actual activities and challenges that are designed for guilds to do together, and it just adds another thing for guilds and to do together as a community. And I just think it would be nice. I think it would be a nice touch, and
it would be extra motivating to hang out as a community together, because now sometimes I realize that not a lot of people are doing stuff together except for roulettes or the events that we organize. It's but maybe that's also because it doesn't have a big reward. I mean, we do give rewards, but it's not that they can have an achievement or get a new mount, or they can get a new mount sometimes, but you know what I mean. And if it's something in game that I say like, okay, you can get this achievement or whatsoever if you complete this as a guild or whatever, that would be very motivating.
Like Bob was saying in the like Bob was saying in the chat, like weekly goals and challenges, monthly goals and challenges, like, you know, you've got to complete certain quests, or maybe gather a certain amount of items, craft a certain amount of items, whatever it is. But like goals for the guild to go for as a community. I think that could be good fun. So I'd like that. Whether we get it or not, who knows? But it's just something on my wish list. But I am scraping the barrel, because actually I think FF14 gets like 99% of things right, and I'm
most
really
of it right.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, shall we?
To see them,
Shall we move swiftly on to the news, guys? What do we think? Shall we make some progress? We had a good old chat.
Do it.
I'm going to take the silence as a yes.
Yes.
Let's
FC
go!
News time. That's me, isn't it? Yeah, me.
let me do
I'm
my,
the FC news person. Ooh.
Let me do my fancy slide
Do you have your fancy list button? Boom.
There we go. Alith
Nice.
FC News. Right, heading over to the Bob Meister FC News, hot off the press. Let's go.
All right, so some of these things have already been said, so that's good, because, that means we're having a live conversation, which is nice. So first off, FC status, we're doing pretty good. Activity is top 3 in the FC listings for 2 weeks in a row, like Bell said. Even though this is lower than we've seen in the past, it's still high amongst the servers, so I think that's really good. So let's keep that up. We actually have a full active recruitment team now that Bell is spearheading again. His old, I guess, maybe favorite activity, and he's really good at running teams like this. We could still use 1 or 2 more to fill out the rota. So if you want to know more about how to bring people into the FC, just talk to one of the officers, one of the recruiters. They'll get you up to speed. And special thanks to Shara, Magnus, Greg, and Sierra for all the hard work they've put in. So the recent promotions, obviously Magnus and Shara in the recruitment department, since they just joined. In the officer department, Spicy has left the officer team. This was already known, but that does mean we have an even number of officers again. So we will be looking for an extra officer to odd out the team, I guess, in early 2023. So so look forward to the announcement that we're going to be looking for an extra officer. And we have the event leader role now that was renamed from raid leader to event leader. So you can just do whatever you want if it's an event that we want to run as an FC. And Nyren has joined that team recently. So welcome and thank you, Nyren. Then the awards. I have the listings for the last awards. Those were in November. So our FC champions were Omega Dragon and Mianana. And as always, the above and beyond Omega Dragon and Mianana as well. This is a common theme, actually. And the other above and beyond winners are Asael Hermoni, Midnight Tempest, Nashmira Blackstone, Magnus Arkwright, Azina Enana, Alizari, Shadow Strike, and Doubtful Choices. So, congratulations again. When are the Alith Awards, Cristina?
Okay, so the next Alith Awards will be at the 8th of January. And I was kind of late this time with putting up the event. I only did it today. But I do want to say, just everybody vote, nominate each other, and for anything. Like, if anyone makes you laugh, if anyone does something sweet to you, if anybody helps you out with a dungeon, or somebody crafted something for you, anything you can imagine, just nominate each other. Why? Because we want to have a big-ass party. And definitely in January, it's the new year. And I went to the Alith Awards, but I want to close it with a freaking dope-ass New Year's party on our new designed FC house, stage,
Good
whatever.
idea.
So yeah, I want to say, keep voting. Go to the website. I posted it in official events, I think. And vote on the website. Also, the thank you channel on Discord. We didn't have many thank yous lately, so please, if you are grateful for something or someone or whatever, just post it in the thank you channel. I will also be taking that those votes to the website. I'll convert them, so we have extra votes and extra winners. So go for it. And if you don't vote, I will find you and I will kill you in a dungeon when I'm a healer.
For every
So
vote
threatening.
I get, guys, so if you vote for me, for every vote I get, I'll mute Cristina in the Discord for a day. So
Clem, they can't vote for you because you're an officer. And you're an ass.
I can't get an award, but I can still be voted for. So if I get 30 votes, I'll ban Cristina. I'll mute her for a month.
No. Me and Belle are in charge of the nominations, right? I mean, especially Belle, because I can't hand them in. So if anybody votes for you, we're just gonna delete that. You'll never get any votes. Never.
I don't know. I've just put in 3 votes for Clem just a minute ago. I don't know what you're talking about.
Why? Belle, what the hell? How could you?
How could I turn down the offer, man?
You betrayed me.
3 days already. 3
Clever,
days
clever.
of silence, guys. 3
Yep.
days of silence.
Wow. All right, so
I'm just gonna use Omega's Discord. It's all good.
moving on.
Sorry,
on.
Omega.
So As Cristina has already mentioned, we have the new housing being done, so that's up to Bad Girly and Cristina. Thank you very much. You did a great job. It looks amazing. We have some Christmas decorations up as well. Who knows? We're going to put some other stuff up next year. So, yeah, that is the current status of the housing. A dancing pole, of course. Everybody wants a dancing pole.
A cactuar dancing on a pole. Yes. What?
All right. And we already reminded you. You can use the FC chest. There's shit in there. Use it. Get stuff for your character sorted. We have onions that you can level your chocos with. We have a shit ton of them. Use them. Ask us for them, and you can get them to level your chocobos. Don't forget to level your chocobos. Feed them. Put them in the stable. It's behind the house these days.
Yeah. And don't forget to take your chocobros and chocos out of the stable, because, yeah, that's important too.
Chocobros and hoes. Wow.
My chocobo is not a hoe, Cristina. I'll just say that now.
So it's a bro. Okay, good.
But chocoho and chocobro.
Yikes. Anyway, we also have a new visual guides channel in the help section. Pretty self-explanatory, but we really needed somewhere to put visual guides that aren't really raid related and aren't just ask questions for help. So the help channel is to ask for help, the rating is for rating, and the visual guides is just for all visual guides. Just dump them over there. So that's a good place to put any ridiculous optimization strats for Island Sanctuary, for instance, if that's your take on the game. And then at last, we have some vacancies. We still have recruiter vacancies. 1 or 2 would be nice to fill out the rota, but definitely casters if you like being a talking head in a video like this. This is the first one that's live, by the way, but who knows? Maybe we'll do it again. If you're not squeamish of being on a cast with us, just talk to one of us and get yourself on the list. We can mix it up. It's gonna be great. And of course, event leaders. We always want to run more events. Can be anything you want. It can be hard content. It can be chilling at your island sanctuary. I have no idea. If you can come up with something that people will all want to join, you can run it with us. So sign up to be an event leader if you want to do stuff like that. And as I said, officer in early 2023. So, yeah, get writing on those recommendation letters already. I don't know. What do we ask people for? When they...
I'll send them free painkillers if they become an officer, because yeah.
So sends Clem Bombocos. He wants Bombocos as a bribe to become an officer. Just so you know, I sent him 5. I became an officer. Show them, Clem. Show them the Bombocos.
I was gonna say, Xaert was very, very kind and bought me some Bomboco. Oh no! Some Bomboco. I'll put them in front of my face.
Yeah.
Mats, and I've got 5 of them, and they're absolutely amazing. I'm over the moon with them. So thank you very, very much to Xaert, and thank you very, very much to Diz, who posted them to me. I'm absolutely over the moon with them. So thank you. Genuinely, thank you.
For every Bomboco you send Clem, your chances of getting the officer role goes up by 5%. So
someone fucked up the maths there. What was 10%
that? 10% if it's a real one.
Because I never sent you a Bomboco before. I'm not an officer.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, may I introduce you the new officer, Roof Pigeon, because he's never sent me a Bomboco. See how that works there? And I love the fact that Spicy has just referred to it in the chat as bomb bribery.
That is actually officially a thing now.
Bomb broker.
Nice. A bomb broker. Who's a bomb?
It's like the broker from Mass Effect, but you're the bomb broker here.
Bomb brokers, right?
Yeah. Anyway, moving on to the last subject, we always like to call out some of the new members that that have joined us in the past. I don't know what time. I'm not going to go all the way back to May or July. That's going to take too long. So I'll just go back to November. So we have. I'm gonna destroy some names here right now. It's fine. Yotsigu Kojima, Remedy Oa, Beef Wellington. Oh, that sounds tasty. Burak Shilny, Dilena Duifeo, Nathaniel Marr, Miala Jordain, Genevieve Forsmart, Freyr Tempest, Isa Azeli, Zalera Kursinger, Atreus Galebreath, Firo Sunstorm, Nihilus Yorrunner, Torte Daminka, also food, I think, Arceus Jin, Asuna Sun, Erendil Whitehair, Arn Nevermore, Yagre Mitten Bottoms, that sounds like pants, Ryujin Hakoya, Azulai Silis, Eugene Yero, Lynx Fang, Paul Malloy, Zarius Morris, Luciela Proudclaw, Ruby Galore, and that was November. Thank you very much. Oof, that's rough.
We have a lot of zuz in the FC.
My favorite vowel, AE.
AE. But a lot of X's, a lot of Z's, a lot of zzzzzzzzzz. What was that song? Wasn't there a song that actually did that, where the guy literally just goes zz 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 zz. There's a song. It's an actual song. It's definitely a song. It's just coming to my mind. I just can't remember what it's from. Sorry. Yeah, sorry. It's not even like I can just like type into YouTube. Is it? Like...
You can. Wait, let me do it.
Maybe. Oh, I see some screenshots going by. Nice.
Yeah, so we're getting close to wrapping up today's live stream, everyone. Thank you, Bob, for running through the news. Lots of updates for us there. So I'm going to let the screenshots run for a bit while we start wrapping up. So these are a random selection of member screenshots that you guys, our Alithians, have shared in our Discord. So yeah, please continue to share and show off your awesome screenshots in our Screenshots Gallery channel. Because yeah, you may get them showcased here on Alith-Cast. But some very snazzy looking snaps. And we've got some really impressive photographers in the FC. Some of the stuff you can do with and that's from our last Alith Awards right there in our newly decorated FC house in our new events hall, which is fantastic. It wouldn't be a member screenshot collection without some map celebrations in there as well. But yeah, continue to share your screenshots, and they might be shared here on Alith-Cast. So thank you for keeping that channel active and alive. So in terms of moving forward, we're going to let you all go and enjoy your Christmas and New Year celebrations. We definitely intend on continuing Alith-Cast, so the plan is not for this to be the final Alith-Cast. And I'm sure I'll be back behind the cameras. I'm sure to everyone's pleasure. And we will continue. Whether we do these live again or not, I think is yet to be determined. Probably get some feedback from everyone on how you found today's show. There's pros and cons of doing it live. Obviously, live means if we make mistakes, there's not much we can do about that. But it does make it more interactive with the audience, and a bit less work for me as well, which is always welcomed in terms of post-production and prep.
We could put a vote together, maybe, or the other option is just our members can literally just ping the Alith-Casters and just give a little bit of feedback in members lounge if you wanted to, guys. Like, better the conversation. Let us know if you want it live, what you liked, what you didn't, what we can improve on.
Which voice I should be doing it as.
Yeah. If you like my B impression.
Yeah. Well, I got confused there. I got
Neeson. I'll do the entire cast as Liam Neeson.
Oh, I like it.
Oh, ara.
Yeah, let's definitely get some feedback from everyone in terms of how you found it. Do you prefer the recorded, edited version, or do you prefer it live like this? So yeah, like as Clem says, feel free to reach out and let us know. We might do a poll to see where the majority sits, and yeah, we'll take it from there. So we'll start wrapping up. Hopefully you guys have had fun. I can certainly tell that the Alith-Casters have had fun tonight, which is great. I've got our contact details up on the screen, guys. So I'm sure you all know where our website is. You can email the team on info@alithff14.com. Obviously, if you're watching this, you know where our YouTube channel is. We do have a Twitch channel, but it's kind of on ice because we use YouTube pretty much predominantly. Maybe one day we'll dust off the old Twitch channel. We'll see. Do give our Facebook page a follow, because we occasionally post updates on there. Sometimes we share screenshots and such on there as well. So if you go into Facebook and search for Alith Final Fantasy XIV, you can find us. And Twitter. Follow us on Twitter at Alith Final Fantasy XIV. And we also have an Instagram page. So our social media channels haven't been as active as we'd like them to be, but it's something that's on our agenda. We're planning on making sure that they become alive and active once again. I know that Cristina and Clem are involved in helping us to.
I was gonna do that, but I'm a victim here of the waiting on Belle's be right back or in a minute club. Okay.
Wow, Christina's gonna put me on blast live on Alith-Cast. Brilliant. Classic Cristina.
I love you, Bella. You know that.
But yeah, we definitely are going to get the social medias active again, and so yeah, you guys can be kept up to date on what's going on in Alith if you're not on your Discord on the social medias. Hopefully, I've got the list of all of our contacts on the screen now. Those are our character names in game. So if you want to drop anyone a tell and say hi, then don't be afraid to hit us up. That's our officer team as well as our Alith-Cast team. So you know how to get hold of us in game. But with all that said, I think we'll wrap it up there. So, any last words, guys, before we run the credits, as they say?
Yes.
No.
Lucinda!
Oh no.
You a bitch! That is all.
He had to get it in there. He had to get it in there. It wouldn't have been an Alith-Cast
I had to.
without abuse.
She a bitch.
She's not even here to defend herself, Clem. Shocking.
Oh, she'll fucking defend herself. You watch now. It'll all blow up in members' lounge or officer chat or something. It'll just be like, I don't know, she'll just probably call me a ratchet ass bitch or something like that.
I don't think Cristina will even watch because your face is on it, Clem.
Actually, yeah, that's a good point. It's a very good
But yeah, with all that said, guys, thank you everyone who joined us live on YouTube. I really appreciate you guys coming to join us live. You can obviously watch it recorded, so I hope that you guys that watch it later enjoy it. Thanks, Clem, Cristina, Bob, Ruth. As always, thanks for giving up your time on your weekend to come and chat shit and have fun on Alith-Cast. I'm sure we'll do it again soon. And from me, guys, I just want to wish everyone a happy Christmas and an awesome New Year. Hope you have a great time with all your families and friends. And we will catch you in game, I'm sure.
And don't eat chocobos.
Don't eat the chocobo.
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas, guys. Happy New Year.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye, guys. Are we off?
Are we off?
Are we off?
No, we're still
Is it
on.
done?
This is the post credits. These are the bloopers.
These are the bloopers, yeah.
I really gotta
Live
pee.
bloopers.
Stop! I gotta pee.